Hi, today I want to talk to you guys about storing and drying your herbs. Once you've had a lot of herbs and maybe you're tired, they're too hot, they're struggling, anyway, it's time to harvest. So there's lots of ways that you can use to store those herbs. I want to tell you about a few. We're all familiar with drying the herbs, correct? So you can take your basil, your rosemary, your oregano, whatever you might have, and if you have a dehydrator, use your dehydrator to dry the herbs. But you can also use your oven. I just take my rack out of the oven and prepare it with some foil so nothing falls through. And then lay them evenly out on your tray. Do not have them overlapping. Some herbs I will take off of the stem. The basil I would take off of the stem in advance. The rosemary and the thyme I would leave on the stem and dry them that way and just pull them off when they're dry. Either way, this is a good way. Your oven at its lowest setting, 170 degrees is normally the lowest setting. Watch it. Can burn at that degrees if you don't watch it carefully. 3 to 4 hours, your herbs should be dry, ready to go in a jar for storing in a cool, dark place. The next thing you can do that everyone is probably a little familiar with is put them in your oven. Well, there's a couple of ways you can do that. You can take a paper towel and just wrap them up. I've just cut some fresh chives. And I like to do this with chives, mints, tarragons, rosemary, woody stemmed herbs. Put them in a damp paper towel. Just wrap them loosely and put them in your fridge this way. The other thing you can do is take your herbs. I have some rosemary here. You could use the mint, anything that you want to use fresh. Put them down in a baggie. I would cut the stems down a little bit more. Sometimes I do have them hanging out of the baggie. Seal it half to 3/4 of the way, leaving the bag somewhat open. Or wrap them in loose plastic wrap and store them in the fridge that way. I also love to take fresh herbs like mint, basil, thyme, things I use often, rosemary, and just place them in a bowl of water on my countertop. And they are ready at my fingertips all the time. And beautiful. These are onion flowers. These are fantastic to keep to throw in your salads. Delicious. Mild onion flavor. Don't forget to eat the onion scapes. Those are great too. Some of the more unfamiliar ways you might be is you can take your herbs and you can preserve them in salt. So I would like to do a rosemary salt. I want to show you a little trick of getting your rosemary leaves off of your stem in an easy fashion. You have a colander. Just take your colander, put your stem through the hole, pull, leaves the stem behind. Leaves the leaves behind, stem is gone. So you can do this. Fix your jar, put your rosemary leaves in. And for this, you need 4 parts of herb to 1 part salt. Pour it in. Let it sit. In a few days, it will begin to taste, the salt will begin to take on the rosemary flavor. But after that, you can leave it, and it will continue just to infuse. So the salt flavor will just get bigger and bigger. You can strain your herbs out, and you've got a rosemary sauce to use in your baking or your cooking. The other thing you can do is you can infuse in sugar. Sugar is where I would use sweet herbs, like mint, lavender, basil, lemon balm, things like that. I would use 4 to 5 sprigs to a cup of sugar. Muddle your herbs a little bit for the sugar to get the oils flowing and loose. I'm going to add a little bit of lavender to the mint, just for fun. This will be great, a great sugar to use in pancakes or brownies or cookies or lemonade. Then you take it, put it in a jar. We've got some started here. And fill it with your sugar. Put your lid on it and let it sit. Again, a few days and you should be ready to use the salt. The longer you leave it, the more it infuses, so the better your salt. There you go. That is delicious. I here have made just a lavender sugar. You can use that in your tea. You can use it in your lemonade. That's really fun too. The other thing you can do is use raw honey. Raw honey is an electuary and was used as a preservative for a long, long time. So you can put your herbs in a jar, and if you're using honey, you want to fill up your jar. And you can do this with any herb, and you can even use garlic or onion for a garlic or onion honey, which is fantastic. They all have good health benefits. So fill up your herbs, fill up your jar with herbs, and then completely fill your jar with honey. And let it sit. This I would let sit for 2 to 3 or 4 weeks. Put your lid on it. Let it sit for 2, 3, 4 weeks, and then I'd strain out the herbs. That way you'll have the flavor, you will have the infused honey, and you can use the honey without the herbs in it. Strain it out, it's delicious, and it's good to go.